is kind of cool. It split the 8-9 perfectly.
Where's that slow-mo replay?
Yeah,
Swag had a successful relaunch at the beginning of 2025, and we're back now for round 2, continuing with the CRAZE Hybrid, which will be releasing on August 11th. Instead of dropping all 6 balls at the same time again, they're going 3 and 3, so I'll have reviews up now for the Apex Solid and Pearl. In addition, the other 3 balls will be releasing later on September 8th, so those reviews will be coming probably in about a month. Angel's layout never changes, so comparisons shown later will be drilled the same for reference. We are at Royal Crest Lanes in Lawrence, Kansas on the Kegel Chromium Challenge pattern, and the graph is linked in the description if you would like to see the pattern details. We already know about the CRAZE line from the CRAZE Pearl and Solid that were part of Swag's initial relaunch, or so we thought. Kind of mushroom-shaped CRAZE core, 252 RG, 030 differential and 15 pounds. It's right on top of Hustle territory and very close to IQ Tour territory as well, which is a good place to be. Rage Hybrid is the cover at 1500 grit polish, so just straight up the hybrid version of the other 2 balls, but each one of them shapes uniquely. The Solid is more of a hook set or directional arc, the Pearl is kind of a tumbly climbing arc, and this one is a super round continuous motion. Dare I say it, but this one reminds me a lot of the look of the IQ Tour Pearl or the Gold Ball. I don't think it's quite that strong to be fair, but it's awfully close. Even though Angel and Polish don't get along, especially on this pattern, the ball is picking up and really trucking through the pins. I mentioned in the Apex Solid video how all the Swag balls know exactly what they are, they have very defined uses and spots in the bag, and I think this one is a little extra versatile, but it still has a very solid identity. She eventually tries to move in with it a little, and then it ends up being a little too slow and wiggly. But again, it's a light to medium oil ball being used on a medium-high length, medium-high oil volume, so I think it's getting a lot done for what it is. I still think it's going to like mostly straighter angles, or again, think of it like a Hustle or an IQ. Once you get some friction to work with, this one probably could chase it deeper than you might expect, but with the lower differential, it's just not going to want to cover a ton of boards. I think it'll definitely be in play on any difficulty of pattern though, you'll just need more transition on tougher and heavier patterns. As expected, I think it's going to be too clean or weak out of the box for higher speeds and or lower rev rates unless you see very dry lanes. It does live on the border of being what it was designed to be and being a more bang for your buck ball like a Hustle or a Vibe. It's got a little extra in the tank obviously, but still wants to be a more controllable ball with some skid and punch, so lower speeds and higher rev rates will be right at home with this one, and like the Apex Solid, the old school bowlers or people with old school games I think will really like this one. It's a very throwback kind of ball reaction. It also looks a lot like the old XS Bone going way back, and I won't say what its nickname was because it's not YouTube friendly, but if you know, you know. Like the Apex balls, I don't think it's necessarily a deal at its price, but it's fair or reasonable. It reminds me a ton of Hammer's new Bubblegum Vibe, which is a little cheaper. Hustle options are also a little cheaper. Max Thrills are a little more expensive. The IQ Tour is definitely more expensive. So if you like the look and want to try something different outside of what's already there, it's right in the mix. Please make sure you hit the description before you get out of here. Lots of discount codes and helpful links and resources down there. I have a 10% off code for CoolWick, the best jersey company out there. 10% off for the Premium Nexus backpack, journal, and other products. That's through a link you'll follow in the description. An email address to get custom handcrafted items made from bowling balls. And I do have something interesting here that's new from Genesis. It's called Hyper Control Tape. It comes in strips or pads, and I call it Spider-Man tape because the idea is that you put it anywhere on your fingers or hands where you want more grip, maybe even on your forearm if you're two-handed. So if you typically have issues with slipping somewhere or just want extra grip, you might check this stuff out. Unfortunately, Angel didn't drill either of the other CRAZEs to compare to. I've been temporarily sidelined recently, so that's why you've seen so much of Angel, and that's made comparisons a little tricky, especially with the Swag stuff, but it does fit really well with the Apex Solid. Even better than the Apex Pearl, I think, because this one is the same shape as the Apex Solid. It's just like a weaker, cleaner, sharper version that's the same rounder, climbing, continuous shape. It's also very similar to the Hypervenom. I think the Hypervenom is a little stronger overall, half step up if that, but very familiar roll, and that's one I didn't mention in the price point comparison. Now the Venom line is shockingly priced for the performance and for being a motive ball, so again, the CRAZE line is very competitive with everything else around it, kind of right in the middle, and again, obviously competitive from a ball reaction standpoint. I think it's a low 4 ball or a very high 5 ball. It's for lighter to medium conditions, but still packs a punch. It'll do what it was designed to do, but I think it's kind of sneaky strong at the same time. I get it if you still think swag is a joke or a meme, but this relaunch has made a couple huge steps forward in terms of their marketing, reaction, and presence. You could put one of the bigger companies' logos, you could put a Hammer logo on this ball and no one would know the difference because it looks and performs like a premium option. And if you're still balking or nitpicking, that's kind of a closed-minded hipster attitude. Now, I'm not saying you have to go the other direction and jump on the bandwagon and go get a swag tattoo, because I still don't think that they have that standout or lightning in a bottle type of ball yet. The stuff is all just solid. Easy A for this one. It's the whole package. The simple, consistent, powerful through the pocket kind of ball that you can just walk down the side all night in League, or that could come in clutch on the burn on tougher conditions. Angel's comments on the live comm are usually relegated to shot quality and mechanics, so it's more of a different camera angle and in-the-moment vibes kind of deal for her. Plus, there always seems to be a few fun moments, so stick around for that. Members get the full version of the commentary where they have already, so if you're interested, you can hit the join button on my homepage and become a member to get early access, exclusives, and all my videos ad-free. As always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop those down below.
Go.
Yep. Yeah, buddy.
Uh-oh. One more snappy snap. Almost reminds me of like the Hustle wine. I wasn't prepared for it. It just kind of went boom.
Yeah, this one moves.
I'm gonna give the sucker some room if it wants to pop. Butt munch. All right, too much room. One of these times I'm going to be able to do this. Either spare it or go through it. Yes!
Finally got it done.
Oh, I even said that before I did it. It's like, okay, one of these times I'm going to do it. Either spare it or go through it. Pick one.
This video was brought to you by Panda Bear Productions. We put the in bowling.